Hey everyone, and welcome to Never Split the Party presents Mostly Harmful, Season 2, Episode 2. We're all about repetition tonight, I guess. If you guys aren't aware, this is the first time hanging out with us. We are playing Paizo Starfinder. If you have no idea what Starfinder is, that's unfortunate. It's similar to Pathfinder, which is similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but it's in space. And more than that, but that's enough for now. I've got the wonderful party around me, or I guess, or whatever, you'll figure it out. And we're going to jump right into tonight's episode. I don't think we have too much by way of announcements. I do believe we have some people going to PAX East this weekend. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Steviathan.
Right, so we have Chris, Nick, and Steve, with lovely support, Steve. If you guys are looking to get in touch with them at PAX East because you want to hang out, get one of our really awesome-looking business cards that I don't have around here, definitely
Got you
find them.
covered.
Thank you so much. You can hit us up. Oh, even Patrick has them. That's because Patrick doesn't ever give them out.
If I give them out, I don't have any to give out.
But Ray Shore needs to sign a bunch of those, just so you know, and then ship them out to the other two guys before they go this weekend.
If it's going to me, I'm not handing them out. Brawl would not hand things out on behalf of Rye.
But Nicholas would on behalf of Patrick.
And Miller might just sign over Rye's name.
You don't have a marker big enough.
I think we'll just paint right on it.
You guys are awful. All right. If you guys want to connect with the folks, hit us up on Twitter. If you add us at Twitter, I'll make sure you can connect with the folks that are on site. If anyone is interested in learning more about PAX, hang out in our Discord, talk to folks, and they can talk more about what the convention's like. I'm not going to PAX East, but I'm definitely excited for when PAX Unplugged comes back around. All right. Any other announcements, guys, before we get into the recap for last week?
Yes. If you have not tried them and they still are in stores, try Twix eggs. They're like, you know how Reese's eggs are better than Reese's cups? It's like that, but for Twix.
We didn't get
It's
paid
awesome.
for that endorsement, so you owe us money.
Armax, if you don't want to add us on Twitter, you can slide into my DMs. Hey, Justin, I'm going to need you to cut that in the...
Well, I mean, this is part of the announcements. It gets cut. I'm going to keep that part in, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Everything else cut, keep that. That's where the episode starts. All right, guys. For last week...
intros? We didn't do intros at all.
I don't like you guys. Fine. Intros. My name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd, and I am the GM for our really fantastic Starfinder campaign that is written masterfully.
Meaning he just got done about 5 minutes ago.
That's all I got for tonight.
Meaning we just started using the adventure paths.
That's all I got for tonight. I did not start using adventure paths. Don't, get that don't use adventure paths.
We're keeping it.
All right, Patrick, please introduce yourself.
My name is Patrick. I only go by Patrick. I play Reich Oren, the Lashunta envoy, who's currently in a predicament.
Fair. Also, motion to start calling Patrick Patty.
Nope.
I second.
Yep.
you.
Third.
I reject the consideration of the motion.
Whoever follows Pat traditionally.
All right, I'm Michael, and I play Zero, the android operative, captain, pilot, replacement of Rye.
Currently. I'm Chris. I play Mila Dotwood Abigail Priest, and currently I'm stuck in a predicament with Rye, but I think I'm getting us out of here. Right, buddy? All right.
I'm Nick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Yusoki Mechanic. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, thanks, Chris.
You're
You
welcome.
had your moment, and you ruined it.
No,
Thanks.
you're a Yusoki, too. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yes, I am Isoki. I'm Isoki
Any other
Soldier.
part of his introduction that we should do as a team?
Yeah.
His name is Brawl.
He's blind.
He is blind. My name is Nick. I didn't get that far. And I'm, as much as I don't want to, this is season 2, episode 2. So I'm hoping I roll 2s today in the spirit of the episode, but I really don't want to roll that low. So hopefully not.
Yeah, especially when you're the gunner.
Just saying that so that you can come out ahead like, oh, guys, it's totally what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
You have to roll
I'm
two
trying
twos,
to
though.
set the expectation beforehand.
Trying to
We
jinx it.
expect no more from you.
And hello, my name is Seeker, and I play Justin, the human programmer. Wait.
Seeker plays Justin,
Other way around.
the
No,
human programmer.
yep.
Yep.
I like that.
Nah, I'm Justin. I play Seeker, android technomancer, an artist of mixed media, kind of.
So I think Justin actually broke himself because in a couple episodes ago, or on the audio podcast, he recorded the outro as Seeker. And I think that started to bleed into his everyday life where he just starts talking about like being Seeker. That's why they gave him that second work from home day today, is because he was doing the Seeker voice. And they're like, nope, cannot, no. Yeah,
I
that's
can
my.
imagine that. I can see that. That's just such wonderful code. I'd love to see what options you have with it.
You know, back in like the bar episode, I just
Was
edited
that pretty
it.
close?
Yeah, that was pretty close. In the bar episode, you guys were like, "Oh my god, you just are Seeker." It's like you and your hipster trash music. Except
Oh
it's not really
man!
hipster trash. It's more like
Whoa, you're getting loud randomly.
me.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Mm.
So I've just decided this at some point in time in this campaign. Rye's gonna have to play Seeker.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That's gonna be great.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Spoilers, it hasn't happened yet. You
I
can't.
know.
I mean,
Spoilers.
he's already played Brawl.
And I mean, they're being shipped like really hardcore. So
Oh my god.
Everybody wants it.
Seeker with Rye dressed as Seeker?
Yeah, it's like the day after episode. Yeah, I like it.
Mhm.
Why is this?
Anyways,
Moving on, back to Starfinder, we're going to be chatting about the recap, which last episode was the opening of the arc. So we had some exposition on the current state of affairs of the universe. It not so good. The current state of Pistol, it gone. And the current state of the party, which was chasing a space pirate. They met the vivacious and extremely, I'd say handsome, but that's kind of hosied. Moderately
Also
attractive,
Rye's territory.
extremely moderately attractive space pirate known as Dustinian.
yeah. So basically, just take Dustin, take the opposite of him. That's what you get.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
To the point of his flowing, luscious hair as his trademark. He was on a job to acquire some goods from the previously known as Border Space Union, which has been renamed the Gerson Sphere since past events. The party also found out that Dustinian was Justinian's brother. Justinian they met in last season, and I won't go into that until I meet him in person, but he was obviously their favorite NPC, so we had to bring his brother in. You guys did do something stupid. You split the party. Like almost immediately into season 2, you split the party. And we now have Rye and Miller aboard the enemy vessel, which looks to be another model of the Indecision. Not necessarily based off the Indecision, but same kind of brand. And they are locked in a room. Reich may or may not be dressed as a woman and have a horrifying accent. And Miller may or may not be the family shame, her child. Which is awkward because he's a rat. And yeah, that's fine. Moving on from there. They are aboard. I don't think they got a vessel name from that one. They are aboard the enemy vessel, the model of the Indecision, which was I actually forget the model of the ship. I have it written down here somewhere. The pilot as I also forgot the race for that. No, I'll figure that later. The other crew members, everyone else is still aboard the Indecision, and they have just started to engage the enemy vessel, attempting to either save their crew or, and this is probably more likely, blow up the enemy ship so they can accidentally kill the rest of their crew. I think that's probably what they're going for. Did I miss anything pertinent to you guys?
We don't want to kill Miller.
Yeah, Rye we're okay with dropping.
It's a Sarcesian pilot is the pilot of the enemy ship. All right, if you guys have nothing else, I would bring your attention to Roll20, where we have starship combat kind of sort of started. What just happened is the ship started to take off, and you attacked it. Your blast hit across its rear end, which was a modified cargo hauler, which it then detached and then spun around to face you guys in space. And that leaves us where we are now. Both of your ships are in the vastness of space. There's stars and nebula off in the distance, and both are sleek, modern, military-looking starship designs. Yours a little bit more damaged with a couple more bits added on, a couple like faux wings up front to make it look a little bit different, but still recognizable as similar models. And yeah, what are you guys doing? Specifically, the crew of the Indecision that's on the Indecision. What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
I
good
think
on.
Mike wanted to open hailing frequencies.
Who's Mike?
Zero. Well, I was saying
Um,
because Mike came up with the idea.
Fourth
So-
wall.
Seeker and Brawl, come to the cockpit for now. Right now.
I'll be right
Will
there.
do. I'm here. In
Me
the
too.
cockpit.
Why? Why
What
do
do you
we-
expect?
Ah,
So I had an idea that we would contact the enemy ship to attempt to get our crew back. We would claim to be bounty hunters, and we would claim that, we would like them to be handed over, and that we would cease hostilities.
I like that idea.
Oh, I'm not going to be the one talking to him.
Does Dustinian have any input? Because I imagine he's sitting right there.
He seems to have fallen asleep in the captain's chair. Like he's got his feet up. He's snuggling the like the stuffed rat or whatever it was that Rye had left behind, and he's kind of just like nestled into his like overly open, exposed coat.
His
You
name's
could try to
Fighty.
wake him if you'd like. What was that?
His name is Fighty.
Fighty, yeah, he's snuggling Fighty, the mock-up of Brawl that Rye apparently idolizes.
I mean, I never said it, but
Is this clearly a BSU vessel?
You were informed it was a BSU vessel.
Does it have any markings that we were able
No,
to perceive?
similar to when you guys found the Indecision, which had no markings. This looks exactly like how you found your ship a year ago. No markings, austere, military. The only oddball thing was that it was like actively embedded in that cargo hauler, which it then detached. It's a little odd for ships to have like combining pieces like that. Usually you're built wholesale.
All right. In that case, I'll look to Seeker. Open, open channel for all frequencies.
If we're doing video, stand in the back. Make us look real tough.
I did it.
And I actually kicked
on.
Dustinian out of the chair.
Everybody, re-say things because apparently my computer's making noise.
Re-say what
Re-say
things,
what
Justin?
things?
Everything.
Hold on, ready?
So my name's Chris.
No.
Good morning.
No, apparently like OneDrive is like, I'm full right now. I don't even know what it is.
Why'd you feed it too much?
Anyways. I opened hailing frequency.
Rex sitting next to Zero looks at Zero and says, "I'm pretty sure that's not what comm channels sound like, boss."
You're
That's-
not wrong.
That's what I think they sound like, okay?
Either way, you do broadcast out a wide net through communications, and you do get a ping. Are you guys going? Are you guys going for audio or visual, or both?
Audio.
Visual. Damn.
All right, so
Apparently, we're going for both because Brawl
Okay.
wants to be intimidating.
go for both. Both makes the most sense, anyways, for what I think you guys are trying to accomplish. So on the viewport, the forward viewport in front of Zero, who's sitting at the console, and as Dustinian's kind of like shrugging himself awake, getting some drool out of his face, matting his hair back down into a still, bodacious amount of hair. The face that opens up on the comm is a kind of slightly elongated, really gray skin with black bulbous eyes and small features. It's like a small, like tight nose and mouth with large ears that kind of sweep backwards. The neck is rather long as well, so kind of sits above its shoulders a bit, and it says, "I'm not sure what you guys think you're doing, but you're making a grave mistake." Also, I don't know why it's William Shatner, but it's William Shatner.
I was gonna
Wasn't this
mention
like
it.
Crush, Australian last time, or
No, he didn't have a full accent. He just had a high, like a nerdy tone. Was what it was last time. That's what I was going for this time, but I screwed it up. It's fine. Response
cut
to your
that out.
Sarcesian friend.
Who's
So-
responding?
No, I was about to.
Okay.
So we would like to avoid hostilities if possible, but we would like the crew from the Raven as soon as possible.
I suppose I would also like to avoid hostilities. You guys are affecting my delivery window. What's your relationship with the two from the Raven? And
They
talk
have a bounty.
quick. Bounty? For
Yes.
what?
They fled, what is it, Castrovel? And I look over to Seeker, expecting a firm. Clearly looking for a response.
Affirmative.
I'm not sure how comfortable I am leaving a mother and her child in the hands of bounty hunter scum.
Excuse me? Scum? Are you sure you want to talk
You
about
actually catch
Cosmos
Zero
that
laugh a
way?
little and uncharacteristically laugh. Woman and child, you got fooled. There's no child on that ship, and there is definitely no women.
Oh, you should have left it at that.
You should have left it.
Jeez.
He gives like he squints. I'm pretty sure I know what I saw. I think you guys might have the wrong ship yourselves. So if you'll kindly space off, I'm gonna.
Why don't you go
Wait.
check?
Yeah, I bet you'd like me to leave the helm and just float here in space.
You don't think it's odd that they're a family, but one of them is a different race?
Dude, that's very, very shallow thinking. This is a big galaxy, bro.
Dustin, did he hear my thing about Cosmos?
Make a perception check.
Me make a perception check? Oh, okay. All right. What
What
we
thing
got
about
now?
Cosmos?
Seeker had said in the background, I think he was fighting over Michael. He said, is that really how you want to talk about Cosmos? Was the quote, I believe.
Yeah, because he called us bounty hunter scum. So. Yeah, 16.
16?
Oh, wait, whoa. No, I did not get a 16. That
What?
somehow added a 14 instead of a 6. So, 8.
Mine's always lying.
8.
You don't notice any response to your name drop. Either he didn't hear it or is not reacting for other reasons. And in terms of he knows what he saw and big galaxy, falls to you guys.
You hand those two over, or we'll blast both your ship and your cargo. You won't be going nowhere.
Make an intimidate roll.
You're damn right I make an intimidate roll.
2.
No,
18.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Let me see what he's got.
What's
He
an-
doesn't seem particularly intimidated. He kind of raises one of his. Does he have eyebrows? Nope. He raises one of his eye ridges. You know, gets a little bit of a. You sure? He looks over. He's like, I'm not really sure what's going on with your ship, but it looks like it's seen better days. You hear a tinny voice from a little off screen, and it says, actually, Haas, I'm pretty sure that is another RX model. And he kind of gets closer. The gray skinned fellow gets closer to the screen as if that's helping him see. It's not. He's kind of looking past the camera, maybe. And he's like, "No, you're short circuiting. Shut your mouth. You guys want to go? I'm very happy to trade blows with you. There's one of you, one of me. Odds are totally fine."
Brawl just walks over to the gunner station. He's ready to go. He's ready to
We
tussle.
should shoot another one right now.
I'm not at the
Before we give him another
I'm not at the
chance.
station yet.
You guys get a ping that your ship is being scanned. And what's the check for that, Justin?
A scan on what kind of not anything in particular, just a quick scan.
Yeah, just a quick scan. it's just a computer check,
It
right?
is a computer check.
Does a 17 get past the ship's the tier, right? It's a tier thing.
10 plus tier ship plus its bonus from countermeasures.
I don't think you guys have countermeasures.
Which I think we do.
Oh, if you do, you probably beat it then, because your tier is what, 3 right now?
I mean, does our tier go up at all?
Not until
No,
you guys
tier-
upgrade the ship.
We were tier 2.
Oh, you were tier 2?
We're
Okay,
tier
not
2.
until you guys upgrade the ship again.
And we have... What countermeasures do we have? This is a really hard sheet to read.
Yeah, I don't like the sheet I'm using either, and it looks like it was made with the Starfinder sheet. It just doesn't have enough room. It's got so much like going on. I don't see my ship having countermeasures, and it's a later model of yours, so I suspect you probably don't have countermeasures.
We might not.
All right, so it actually does get like the first level of scan. I already know the information on your ship, so don't worry about it. But what you get on your end, Seeker, is a ping that there was a successful scan on your vessel from the enemy vessel. Would you like to make a return scan?
I do.
Please do.
So my computers is...
It's probably your computers is probably a high enough bonus that you don't need to roll.
14.
Yeah. So you said it's 10 plus tier, plus countermeasures. Then yeah,
Yep.
you don't need to roll. Roll a
Wow,
1 and you beat
I
it.
rolled... Is that really mine? Did I just do that?
I don't see any rolls coming from you, bro.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I don't
whatever.
see any rolls from you either. I see the one I did.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I don't even see any that I'm doing now.
I see it
Reload
on Twitch, but I don't see it in Roll20.
What?
Okay, so that last one was not wrong.
Was he
then.
rolling in Twitch?
Oh, well.
No.
No, that's
No.
that's a me special. No one else is allowed to roll in Twitch. That's Dustin.
Okay, that was a nat 20. I got 34.
I'm seeing. Hey, Nick, refresh the page. It's us for some reason.
Yep.
And when I refresh it, I can see everything that's been rolled. All right, so
So
for
I didn't
that,
actually roll that perception check then.
no, don't worry about it. So what you guys know, because I think you get a ton of things. It's pretty much the same ship as yours. It's actually one tier higher. It's tier 3. Its only weapons are a light laser cannon, which is covers 3 of its arcs: port, starboard, and forward. And it has high explosive missile launcher, which only comes from forward. Its AC and TL are both 16. It has 55 points of hull, and its shields are 40 on all quadrants. It has some thrusters, some armor. This all just changes the health, though. It doesn't have anything otherwise that would affect your like combat. It doesn't have anything else to affect that. Do you also get crew on scan? Do you remember that? Yeah, I think you do actually.
Yep.
It is currently crewed by 5 individuals. I don't think you get more specific than that. Yeah.
And information about the starship's expansion bays.
Yeah, I don't think you really need them. He's got a
And
skate
any
pod, a cargo
cargo?
hold, a tech workshop, and launch bay.
And any cargo that the ship might be carrying.
No cargo. It has the cargo was jettisoned. It's in that like large container that's now floating away in space behind it.
No, they definitely have cargo. They definitely have an Asoki and
Oh, right. I guess there are. I'm sorry. There's 5.
so 7 people.
7
on board.
people on the ship. I don't think you get the crew version. So 7 people aboard the ship. Thank you, Michael. I forgot about the idiots. While you guys are figuring stuff out with that, like maybe talk amongst yourselves about what your next move is going to be. I'm going to pan over to the idiots. Could I have an update on what Miller and
Hangouts,
Rye
if
are
you
doing?
have an idea.
What was that?
To Nick and Justin, go to Hangouts if you have any ideas.
Yeah, just make sure you mute your keyboards because I'll kill you. For Rye and Miller, you guys are locked in one of the crew quarters. Otherwise, the ship layout is the exact same as the Indecision. So you're probably in what would be the very first room on the bottom left. I don't remember whose room that was, but that's where you're locked in. It's very austere. It doesn't look like this room is used at all. It's got a bed with plastic wrap still on it, and there's no other like personal effects on there.
All right, and we are locked in the same room, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So Miller's looking around. Hey, right. This is basically a carbon copy of our ship. You're muted. Fix your vocal thing.
I'm just screaming, but nothing's coming out. No, so while you're calmly looking around, you hear me saying, "Nothing is wrong. Everything's gonna be fine. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Miller, not a problem."
You're right. But if you remember that incident a few months ago where Natsab got stuck in the rafters and I had to go fish him out? Yeah. I look around. Dusty, is there any like vents or anything in the room?
Yeah, everyone probably has like a small vent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not big enough. You know what? Rye's very thin, right? So probably actually you could both potentially fit through it if you got it off of the bolts.
All right. Well, remember a couple months ago when Natsab got stuck in the vents here, and I go fish him out. This here is connected to basically every room in this ship. So
I immediately start jumping, shouting, "Me first!"
No.
Reaching for the vent.
All right. And during this time, have we actually do we know we're in combat? Do we know that they're firing at us and whatnot?
No, you would have heard at best some like a lot of metallic clanging throughout the ship. So as the ship like detached from the hangar, but otherwise nothing else has come through. It wasn't in your part of the ship, and you're not hearing like the comm unit is very much centrally located to the cabin. Yeah, the cabin. There's nothing else that you guys would know about that.
All right. So he jimmies off the little the door holding the.
Do you have any tools on you, or did you
Yeah.
commit to the child costume and drop everything?
No, I do at least have my backpack.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And in your backpack, you have a ton of stuff. So that's fair. Okay. So, yeah, you're able to get it through. No problem. No checks needed for that. You guys are able to. So the way this is you have this austere room. The ventilation duct is in the upper right of the far wall. That would be closest to outer space, basically. And when you are up in the duct, I need marching order.
Well, first off, before I climb up there, I want to find something heavy, maybe like a lead pipe or maybe some sort of just club-like weapon. Something I could use as a club. Is there anything?
In the room itself, you could probably do a strength check and try and break off one of the legs of the bed, possibly. That would require you to actually succeed in a strength check, which is neither of your fortes, but feel free to give it a shot. Otherwise, when you get up into the ducts, you might find some other things.
Okay.
Also, you would have access to pretty much most of the ship, so it might be worth poking around that way too.
All right. Then I will relay that and just head up there first. Just kind of nimbly pull myself up.
There's no doubt about it that that he would go first.
Okay.
I mean, like Rye would absolutely volunteer to go first until he realized that maybe something bad could happen, and then he would, like a good captain, let his crew shine.
Are you following Miller into the vents? You are able
Very
to.
closely.
I will say, where Miller is able to basically have relatively open range, like he could even turn around on the spot if he had to. You do not have that ability. You are a one direction until you find either a convergence of hallways to turn around or leave the ducts like at one of the outlets, turn around that way and go back in. Otherwise, you are stuck going one direction.
The Yisoki, their tail.
Oh yeah, all up in your business.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that it was grabbable.
Yep.
Whenever he gets uncomfortable and thinks Miller's going too fast, Miller will know. Yep.
Right. You guys are. Oh, first, give me that strength check to see if you are able to bust open that bed. So you have,
all right. It's gonna be a D20 -1, so 12.
The bed is metal.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to kind of bend it, but in terms of tearing it off, not really. You're not able to get a usable weapon from that.
Okay.
Stand aside. Let me try this.
Go for it. Try another leg because he bent that one all to shit. Spoop.
We're gonna cut this.
Oh!
Hey, at least you left some space in between there, so now I can actually cut that right
I
in.
ju-
Yeah. Yeah, you
I
can.
look at the bed and I go, well, clearly you've ruined it.
Well, we'll do what I do best.
This-
Improvise.
This incredibly deep voice coming from this woman in a dress.
And Ryan, I think you might have broke character.
Whatever do you mean?
That's better. All right, but
Miller, in your backpack, it's feasible that you have a wrench, right?
oh yeah,
Can I
Okay.
call them on the comms?
that's fine. Yeah.
Probably use the wrench as a ad hoc club.
Then he'll take out his oversized engineer's wrench.
Yeah, okay. I think like you were like looking in your backpack for tools to take the bed apart, and then you pull up the wrench and you're like, oh. All right,
I
so
like
you
it.
Can I call them?
yeah, I don't see why they would have gotten rid of comm units.
All right. Well, since we're starting combat soon, I think I will.
Yeah.
We'll just bring them up a bit.
Which one do you call? It's important.
I think Miller's more likely to respond to me.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna call Miller.
So
Actually, you know,
if he's doing this behind me, I'm making sure that we've either ended the call with the guy or at least muted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I
this will
suspect
be
that
after
that call's probably
conversation.
ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Miller, just letting you know, we're gonna be opening up fire on the ship.
Oh, all right.
So if you
cool.
want to sabotage it from in there, if you possibly could, that'd be pretty nice.
That's
Miller, who are you talking to?
the voices in my head.
Oh,
Yeah, I
No.
got a couple of them now. Hello.
Yeah,
Can I push
they,
the button
they
now?
didn't quite believe our little ruse about being bounty hunters after you. They think that you're actually a woman and hairy child.
Yeah, he wasn't the brightest bulb on the planet or the galaxy or wherever that spook we are. But yeah, no, you target that drift drive so he can't get too far.
Will do.
All right.
All right. We're actually, for the sake of this, going to switch to combat rounds. What's going to happen is the starships will go first, and then we'll have a Miller and Rye round. And the Miller and Rye round might be a little bit more than 6 seconds, just to speed things along a bit. But that's the idea, is that that's what's going on while the ships are dogfighting. So for that, I need a piloting check from Zero and from myself.
36.
Oh,
Yosa.
nat 20.
Holy spoop. I rolled a 3, so we're gonna let that one go to the good. Oh, actually, that means I move first.
Yep.
And my speed is 10. Right. And actually, what's the range? Do you know what the range is on a long range weapon? How many hexes, you piece of spoop?
A number of them.
Brawl, this would be your freaking job because you're the gunner.
Valid.
Is that what I'm getting right now? Is fine. Screw it.
20 hexes.
In terms of piloting, is there a check I need to do to stay in one spot, or can I just do that, Michael?
Well, for your information, long range is 20 hexes.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there's no reason you can just stay there.
Okay. The ship decides not to move, and science officer comes after that, correct? Or during the piloting phase?
Engineering or
Engineering can take a
Yeah.
turn
Oh,
if they
Justin, do you want to switch the overlay to roll 20?
oh yeah.
You haven't. You son of a.
Goose frappa.
All right. You guys are good. You can take your pilot actions.
want. All right. So I'll actually call down to Notsub and tell him to divert power to the engines.
Miller, I'm going to have you roll for Notsub using your stats, please.
Using my stats. All right. Well then, engineering, a total of 20, even though I rolled a 3.
Yep, that's about what I expected.
Wow, that
and what's the
goblin's the
DC
best
for that
dark
isn't
mechanic.
that high, right?
What's that?
The DC for that isn't very high.
10 plus 2 times our ship, so I think you had to beat a 16.
14. Yeah.
Oh, we're at 2, not a 3.
Yep, 14. So yeah, no problem. You basically can't fail that one. All right.
All right.
And your
so
move.
it increases our starship speed by 2 for this round.
And then-
So, well, do we have what our range is? Like, does anybody have our sheet up?
Our sheet we have.
I have the sheet up, but there's nothing for.
What is the weapon that we have?
It's the.
We have a flak thrower and a coil gun.
Short range and coil gun is long range.
And the flak thrower, and both of them are on turrets.
Okay.
And what's
That
our
doesn't
movement
matter.
range?
Or what range?
Movement was it 6 plus 2 now?
6. Yep, speed 6.
All right. So we are going to. I'm going to roll to evade or proceed evasively.
Okay.
Bam. Another not 20.
All right. I guess you're just gonna do all the things. 0. Thank you so much.
Yep. And then we are going to start moving. So 2, and then I'm pretty sure we have average maneuverability, so we have to
Yep.
move 2 before we can turn.
Hmm.
4. All right. And that'd be 8.
Describe that like as you guys are doing it, like what it actually looks like, as opposed to just counting out hexes, because that does not help the audio podcast.
I mean,
The
Nick gave
last
some
Starship
pretty good,
combat was horse.
Nick gave some pretty good.
Yeah,
sound
I
effects.
appreciate the
Whooshes.
sound effects, the whooshing, but I need some more of that as to what you guys just did.
So we started approaching from its aft left side, or that's
You can use your directions and just say that you're moving for you guys. You just moved port.
All right. So we just started flying towards them to slightly off to the port side, so we can start working our way around to the back side of their ship.
All right, perfect.
And we were flying evasively.
Perfect. So you got some like a little bit of a wiggle as you guys are approaching off of its. That would be its starboard side. So that's perfect. I'll handle my sides. All right, and then the next phase in that, I guess, so you use engineering for that instead of the science officer, right? Science officer, when do you come into play?
I come into play, I believe, after the piloting check, right?
Yeah,
Perfectly
because
fine.
science officer to target, and then I
Yep.
make the attack action.
Yeah. So that's me then. I get to do stuff.
Correctamundo.
All right, I'm gonna target their engines. So that is a 15 plus tier enemy starship plus bonus for defensive countermeasures is the DC. All right, and I make a computers check. Sure. Yep.
So am I playing the captain too, and Rex is flying?
No. Justinian is up and is kind of watching the battle closely.
I got a 27. And guys, don't forget that we also have a tri-node computer, meaning or that we can add +1 to every one of our rolls. Well, 3 of the rolls per round.
Oh, okay, cool. 27. And what was the DC? You blew past the DC, so that's fine. And what does that do to the engines?
That means that when we shoot it, we're targeting the engines, so the damage will go to the engines. And once it reaches critical threshold, it can start glitching or burning out.
Okay. All right, and that's the end of the helmet. So, that's fine for that, and it's actually going to attempt to target your weapons. It's going to do the same action against you and try and target your weapon systems. Yep, I rolled a 5 plus 8 isn't going to quite get me there. So you guys are good. Basically, you, the science officer, you have something like come across your screen as incoming attack, and you type a quick thing back at it, and you are able to reroute it, and it does nothing. It fizzles. You also, while watching, noticed that they attempted to boost their engines, and that also fizzled. And Let's see, what is up next? We go to the gunnery phase, and I believe you guys shoot first. Is that correct?
All those things happen at once.
Oh, thank you. You are absolutely correct. That's right. That's how order doesn't matter in terms of what the officers do. Okay, yeah. So we take pot shots at each other. So in terms of that, the ship actually fires a missile at you. You see that like out of the front arc, like underneath its nose, missile tubes kind of open up and they begin launching out. And I believe it's only one missile at a time. Missiles are kind of fun in Starfinder because they actually get physical representation and move. You guys are just within range that it's just going to smash into you. Basically, I just have to hit your target lock AC.
We can use the flat cannon to shoot them out of the sky, though.
I don't know if you have time to do that when you guys are this close.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I mean, you know what? Maybe if you sacrifice shooting this round and just use the flat cannon, yeah, I guess I'd probably allow that. That'd be fine, because it is all at the same time. In terms of that, though, I only got a 11. Apparently, brawls aboard this ship. I'm assuming 11 doesn't hit your target lock.
Nope.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
Bare minimum 17 right now.
Yeah, that's the same as this ship. Okay, he attempts to get a target lock on you guys, and again, Seeker just Futaba from Persona 5, getting all that stuff. No problems. And that's up to you guys. What are you guys shooting? Brawl.
Yep, I'm pressing the big old red button, and it looks like that we've got a 17.
That hits. That just hits.
Yep.
Piece of
Nice.
shit. Yeah. All right, and you are attacking. You actually have an option on which arc you're in. I believe. I think you could choose to hit their forward shields or their starboard shields.
I'd probably do starboard, since we seem to be going around the back.
Okay, roll damage.
14. Wow.
Yeah, a solid hit through the shields. The shields are still up and pretty strong. That they are start at 40, so that only brought it down to math 26. Actually, that was a pretty good hit. You almost halved it in one shot, which is pretty solid.
Yeah,
not quite
that's almost max damage.
Ooh, did you roll any ones? No, you didn't.
No,
I
Because,
rolled 2 3s and 2 4s.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at engineering stuff. Oops, wrong thing. Don't worry about it.
All right, and next up in the phase, let's see, where is that nonsense? We're just back to the top. So we're going to move into our stowaway stage.
So
That's what we'll call it. What are our stowaways doing as you guys are crawling through the vents? Where's your first line of action? Where do you beeline towards?
Well, first off, we brace ourselves because I'm sure this thing's kind of shuddering and whatnot.
Probably not. There's inertial dampeners for things like that. Otherwise, nothing would ever get done.
All right.
So you guys probably aren't noticing anything. And also, it chose not to approach. So movement's pretty limited.
All right. All right. Right. You're probably going to want to maybe get to the escape pod to get that running.
I can do escape pods.
Yeah, I'm going to make my way to the bridge and see if I can drop in and, stop them.
Who are we blaming for all of this when it's all said and never mind, of course.
It's the BSU, the Garrison Sphere. It's always them.
I meant Brawl.
He meant Brawl.
Well, Miller was still very much. It's the Garrison Sphere. We're always blaming them. Now, go to the escape pod.
Right. Do you follow the directions to go to the escape pod?
Where? But Miller, where are you going?
I'm going to the bridge, and I'm going to, make my presence known.
He already knows you're here. He threw us in here in the first place.
He doesn't know we're up here. If I come down on him with this, he kind of shows off his little wrench. We can probably get some answers.
To what questions?
Well, well, this is, as far as we know, a BSU ship. And I have some I have some questions I want answered.
To be fair, one of the motivations for the party right now is to get information about the Pact Worlds. So it is possible the ship would also have information on that. So, Rye, making your way to the escape pod?
No.
You want to come with?
No, but he's gonna.
All right.
Through
So-
some sick and twisted feeling that he hasn't felt before ever. Some could call it loyalty or honor.
No.
He was very excited at the idea of going to the escape pod. Then he feels this immense weird feeling that some might call guilt. So he ultimately decides to follow Miller.
All right. So we're gonna make our way to the bridge.
Okay. For that, as you're climbing, you realize that the bridge is actually the floor above you,
Mhm.
and the vents don't quite go above it. There's no need to, because the only thing above that is a gunnery pod. So in terms of where you'll come out into the room, yeah, you crawl through the vents. It's actually not very far away from where you guys are right now. You find an access patch going up. You
Mhm.
climb up just a little bit, and you guys are now kind of right alongside the floor in terms of where the vents open up to on the upper
Mhm.
level. And you pass two spaces. You pass the science officer little cabin area, and then you keep crawling along. The really clean, almost unused ventilation, and you make it to the where you would be at with the pilots, the cabin. For there, could I have you give me a perception check as you kind of like squirm your way up to that vent into the cabin?
19.
Right, you can give one as well.
Don't
Yep.
worry about me.
Yeah, I will. I'll stop asking. Mill, you do overhear. There seems to be like they're mid conversation in the cockpit, and you hear a slightly tinny voice saying, "I'm just saying, boss. Had you not jettisoned the cargo and let us get to it, we could have ended this 10 seconds ago. I've had enough of your back talk. You shouldn't even be able to back talk. I'm going to recommend you don't go into storage when we get there. I'm going to recommend they slag you. That's right, slag you. And the others too, if they keep this up too. Shut it. We're doing this. We're not using the cargo. That's untested junk. Untested junk, you. And that's about where the conversation kind of trails off. You see maybe you hear a couple of like warning beeps in the background as well as a laser hits and deflects off of the shield. For now, I'm going to say that getting there will take up all the time, and we're going to jump back to the beginning of the starship combat phase, which has us doing piloting checks again.
I'll return shortly then.
24.
Yep, I rolled a 5. So yeah, the ship has to go first. It's going to attempt a stunt. It's going to attempt to what is the one I want? Flip and burn. Is that the one? Moves forward up to half its speed without turning, then rotates 180 degrees. Face the aft edge at the end of movement, aka Crazy Ivan. I have to succeed a piloting check of 15 plus 2 times your ship's tier. So jeepers. Um, that's a 21, and it's going to move half speed but doesn't rotate. All right. So I need to
Best of luck.
21 with my piloting skill of I think it's 15. I think actually the piloting skill is the only good one. Plus 15. I got a 6, which is
21.
oh, hey, I got it. Yay. Perfect. Must succeed at piloting check. Okay, yeah, we're good. So what it does is, and its speed is actually faster than yours, it sounds like. It's actually got a 10 speed. So it moves 5, so it rockets forward, and as it does so, you see its port thrusters kicking in and like kicking to spin, while the starboard seem to be pushing out the other way. So it does like a flip and like high burning both engines as it turns around. 3, 4, 5. That actually puts it just behind you guys in terms of spacing. Still, it is off to your, I think that's your starboard side.
Yep.
Awesome. It puts it just off of your starboard side, but a little bit behind you guys. And what else can it do in that one? The engineer is going to try and divert some power to shields. It doesn't. You're piloting nonsense.
All right, so I'm going to attempt to back off.
Ah, poop.
I pass it,
You sure do.
and I move back 3 spaces.
Oh.
So as that really cool maneuver happens and they do a spin around, basically Zero just like pulls up
Throw it in
hard.
reverse.
Yeah, and the ship like rockets backwards, a little slower than the enemy ship, but fast enough that it basically trades places. It's now slightly off to one side and behind the enemy ship. I will say you're still well within its side laser cannon. You haven't quite gotten out of that range, but you're in a
Yeah,
much
but
better position.
Yeah, and we are not in range of the big giant rocket.
Correct. Although I think I don't know if it has a target locking thing, but I couldn't find rules for it, so I'm not going to worry about it for right now. It'll just use lasers. So it is after that. Are you guys doing anything with engineering?
I imagine we'll use engineering during the gunnery phase this time.
Okay, perfect. So in the helm phase, let's see. Captain, this captain is what's the Rye? Is Rye here? Did he leave?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he left. Wait, we're not having the engineer divert power to the guns or anything?
I imagine we did that during because we're
No,
not.
engineer happens in the first phase. You choose what you're doing with the engineer in the first phase.
Yeah.
It's actually called the engineering phase.
Oh, okay. In that case,
Oh, I'm sorry, we skipped that. That should have been first. Yeah, that
Ah.
comes before the helm phase. That's my bad. Either way, if you guys want to divert power to the guns, go for it.
overpower, so which I don't think he can fail.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can fail, so I'll just give it to you guys. Miller taught Notsob real well. The goblins running around the back of your ship, and as you say,
Oh wait, you can't do that though.
what's that?
That's you need 6 ranks in engineering. We're only
Mhm.
level 5.
So you get one divert
What's-
power to
Yeah.
the guns. So any ones this round are rolled as 2.
Okay. Notsob is like gleefully running from like wing to wing. One console works fine for all of the engineering systems, but there are 2, one for each side of the ship, and he's like running back and forth in between them as he's doing his little commands. Doing a really good job actually. He seems to have a real knack for it. All right, and I guess we'll try and do the same. I'm going to stop using that dice. That dice is going into the bag of awful. And now we're going to be in the helm phase. Finishes up with the science officer. Science officer, you doing anything?
Yeah. Stevathan, see what I just did there? Do that. I'm gonna go gun. I'm gonna go shoot things.
All right. So he jumps in. He's Stevenson is the junk dealer you guys had recruited a while back. He's a pasty, pale human who has been trained by Seeker in how to use the science officer console, which means that he could never, ever translate that education to another living being. Half of his codes are by fictional colors. So right now he knows he's setting it to blurple. And either way, it seems to work, but it is non-traditional. All right, so what does he have to do? You handle that. You just roll for him. That's
Yep.
fine.
I'll just roll. 18.
What was the? I'm sorry. What was the DC?
It
for that?
is 15 plus tier of ship plus its bonus from countermeasures.
So that actually doesn't. No, that just hits it. 15 plus tier of ship is 3. There's no countermeasure. So no, you just hit it. Yeah, nice.
Cool.
And what was that? The engines again?
Yeah, that was gonna be engines.
And that means that if you hit them, the crit bad things. Yes.
First of all, we get a crit on 19 or 20.
Thank you.
And we also, if the attack deals critical damage, it affects the chosen system.
Okay. And
so
you guys hear any
usually
background noise from me?
Huh?
No,
Perfect.
I don't hear anything.
I can hear tons of stuff, but if you can't, that's fine. I'm sorry. Could you keep going, Justin? I apologize.
Yeah, usually if you deal critical damage, it affects a random system. But with this, we've targeted it, so it's first going to hit the engines, and then any extra critical damage it's going to deal to random systems.
And Dusty, do you have your critical threshold written down?
I have the whole
Okay,
sheet.
good.
I don't know what the critical threshold is or where it lives, but it's on here somewhere.
All right.
11.
Okay. So if we did 11 damage to it, then we get.
So didn't we get critical last time because I did 13 damage?
No, you have to do it to the hull.
Yeah, it has to be done to the hull. That was done to
Okay.
shields.
Shields don't care.
Yep, that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. So it tried to do a similar thing. This time Stevenson notices that an incoming attack comes where they're trying to target your weapons again. And he, instead of doing like the seeker thing, which is punching above the things, making booping sounds with his mouth, he actually just pushes a button at the right time and it cancels the effect. It was just a matter of timing is the important part, I guess. And it does actually not it fizzles again because I rolled a 1. And
Didn't you throw away that die?
no, I picked a new one up and it rolled a 1. I have like 8 d20 here, so I'm just gonna keep going through them. Then yeah, you guys got that. We are in the next phase of Starship Combat, which is the gunnery phase. So make your attacks, brawl, and they're gonna shoot you with a laser beam out of its side.
Dustinian, why don't you encourage somebody?
Rolled the 20.
You know what? Dustinian is gonna say, you know what? That's a very good idea. I think I'm gonna help out my boy Brawl up in the gunnery thing. Brawl, you got this. And I'm just gonna say you're gonna have a static bonus from him. I believe it's a +2. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, so you have a static +2 to all of your attack rolls. He's gonna
Okay, so then
stick
22.
to that. 22, which is fine. You more than beat it the
Yeah.
first time. But he is going to give you a static every time it comes around. He's cheering you on. You've got someone in your corner this time around.
You know, it's good to have somebody to believe in you for once. Not like that other captain.
Your what weapon were you using?
So that would be the same coil gun.
All right, so the coil gun. I think say you guys have it on the top of your ship. Heats up, fires out a blast. I believe. Well, actually, I don't think you guys have arc. Where does your ship shoot out of? Is that shoot out of
Everywhere.
the
Turret.
everywhere?
It's turrets, so it's
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm assuming
everywhere.
you're going to aim for the aft shields then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally hit it. Your beam straight into the aft shields for
9 damage.
Slightly less
So,
exciting
more than
damage.
Oh
Why more than
yeah, so 10 because of the
Oh, the 1 to a 2. Perfect.
Yep.
So that brings its shields down to 30 in the aft.
And
Is it
secret
pilot
weapon.
check? It's piloting for shooting, right?
No, there's a gunnery check.
There's like
yeah.
2 different ones, right?
No, so
I thought you
just
could
a
use
gun.
either your
use
piloting.
your
it's the D20 plus gunner's base attack bonus or the ranks and piloting.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it just ranks or actual piloting
Ranks.
skill? Ranks. So it would just be like a 1 if I had 1 piloting rank. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
and then
why I use my base attack bonus because, you know,
yeah, I'm
as a
obviously
soldier,
going
my
to
base
do the
attack
same.
bonus is pretty good.
His base attack bonus is swole.
I know how to push a button.
Brawl
Punch a
writes
button.
Brawl writes on big red button. Get swole.
18.
And yeah, that hits. So what weapon did you take over as you jumped
Flat
into, like,
cannon. Which
the
do
gun
we
pod
have?
down to the back?
Do we have the dice
Flat
on that?
thrower. It's
Flat thrower?
3d4.
3d4.
And which arc does that come out of?
That's again turret.
Oh,
Crap, I
oh
didn't
yeah,
mean
you
to
guys went
roll
straight up
that.
for turrets.
Oh, whatever.
And it looks
So
like it's
6 damage.
So
6 damage?
Yep.
6 more damage piling in, and that one
And
shoots
that
like
is a critical threshold.
little bits of metal. Well, that's still shields.
Oh, all right.
So that's bringing it down to 24 shields in the back. I'm giving it to you guys because you learned all about the ship, so you know. And unless something gets boosted up, which I'm giving you guys a heads up when it happens, you guys are good to go. It shoots back at you, and that's a 14 plus I think an 8, which I believe hits you guys just fine. Yeah, the 17. Okay, so that's gonna hit you guys with its laser, which Chris was nice enough to give me the info on that. That's a max for 4 and 3, so it hits you guys for 7 points of damage, and it's gonna target your starboard. Your starboard shields. Good.
Yep.
Ooh.
Perfect. Someone is tracking that, right?
Not me.
All right. I guess I will.
Literally, Miller is doing so many things right now. Maybe somebody else should track the
Well,
shield.
I don't have the updated version of the sheet because it's not in the drive for whatever reason.
Is it still are we still 15 on all of our shields?
Yes.
We
Okay.
just
Yeah.
took, I was going to
Alright.
say, whatever that damage was.
And I'm sorry, you said port side?
Starboard.
Starboard.
Oh, sorry, starboard.
9 damage to starboard.
All right, we're good.
And since that is going to end the Starship Combat round, we're going to double back over to science officer can act before or after the pilot and the helm phase. You guys already did that. Okay, we're going to double back to our stowaway phase. What are you guys up to?
All right. Do I see like all the robots? I guess the Rex units.
Not from. Don't you metagame and pre-read
you
my
said-
setup?
You said it.
I don't think I said any Rex units.
You said it looks like another
Yeah.
Rex unit over
That's
there.
the ship model. They were all given the RX designation. The ship and the robot you guys are familiar with.
Yeah, the only clue you'd have is he said you hear a tinny voice that says.
I mean, let's be fair, you right,
I
but
mean, well, I heard. Isn't that another Rex unit over
no,
there?
RX unit, and that's the ship
RX.
and the
Oh,
droid are both part of the RX line, put out by the Blue Star Corporation, not the Blue. Yeah, it's fine.
what do I see?
You see almost nothing. It's like a graded vent with all the angle down. You see a little bit of space on the floor.
Okay. Interesting. Can I go any further, or am I like? Is there like a hatch above me or below me, or
No, nothing else in the ventilation will go above. That's pretty much the only access point to the cabin. If you go further along, there will be ways to drop further down, and you can get into crew quarters again if you wanted to. And also, it'll continue down. You can go a little bit further forward. You can also get down into their cargo bay, like their prime cargo bay. That's a part of the ship, not part of the cargo addition. But otherwise, no, this is the only entry point from where you're at right now into the cabin.
Gotcha. All right. So I want to get into the room.
How are you doing this? Are you like pulling back and kicking out the grate, or are you attempting to remove it a little bit more subtly?
The latter, yes.
All right. So give me a stealth check. It's not a hard to like. You just get like a wrench out and you're like kind of screwing it. But give me a stealth check to see how fast you can do it, or if you're going to get noticed.
It's gonna be this plus 13, so 25.
All right, and I'm going to roll a couple of perception checks and
Sure.
see if anyone hears you. How much
25.
for your stealth?
Yeah.
Who are you, 0?
I have a plus 13 to stealth. He did a lot in this year.
All right. The highest I have is a 12, and his bonus is
Ridiculous, wasn't it?
That's right. They are all about the eyeballs. You are actually correct. I might not be so mad right now. Let's see. It is a perception of 17 plus 12. 30, right?
29.
So that's actually doesn't beat you.
No, you definitely beat me. I got 25.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you had like a 35. You had a 25.
Oh, no.
I guess no one would see it. You open the grate.
Mhm.
It comes down. You kind of you pull it away. Like it wasn't the loudest thing ever. But when you step out, or poke your head out, however you want to say you do it.
Mhm.
The Sarcesian, which is like a really tall figure. He's about, I think he's like approaching 10 feet tall, very thin, about 10 feet tall. He's kind of crouched down because the cabin actually isn't big enough for him.
Mhm.
And he's got a little pistol trained on you. And he says, well, welcome to the cabin, the family shame. I guess welcome back. You were here before, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the cabin, family shame.
Hey.
His name is Sean.
My name's Sean. It's not. At this point, I would like to attempt a feat, one of my feats. It's called Amplified Glitch.
Okay.
As a standard action, you can wirelessly introduce a fast-acting virus into nearby technological devices to briefly cause them to malfunction to loud, surprising ways. Basically, it's to catch them off guard for literally one round.
In terms of that, do you need to have like a device you're working on, or is that something that you can utilize through your Cortex?
Through the Cortex, through my computer. It's just
okay.
a wireless.
It's not specific.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just a standard action. The DC is 15 plus 1 because he's the target, plus 1.5 the CR.
1.5 the CR for our friend here. Rounding up or down?
Rounding down always.
7.
Always.
It's a CR. The bonus there is plus 7.
Okay, so 7, 8. So I have to beat a 23, and it's a computer's check. So spoop. I missed it by 2 because I can't roll above a 6 today.
Yeah, your bonuses are awesome,
My
but your
bonuses
rolls
are
are not so
great.
much.
0 still your 20s.
Yeah, zero stealing all your
Yeah, apparently.
all right, so you're kind of I'm just gonna say he's got the gun drawn on you. You try and you like squint your eye, trying to get your cortex to get some results for you. It seems to fizzle.
Hmm.
Rye, what are you doing?
So this is the captain that we ran into. I missed that part.
Yeah, the captain, the Sarcesian, is now looming over Brawl. I'm sorry, Miller. Miller, did you fully go into the room, or are you still like half in, half out of the vent?
I got in. Yeah.
Okay, I'll allow you to say you stood up, so you're not worrying about that. But
Mhm.
you stood up, and he's got his like little tiny pistol pointed at you. So Miller has exited the vent in front of you, Rye, and you can hear some muffled voices. Roll perception, and I'll tell you if you hear everything perfectly.
Okay. Here's the button. I beat the boops. 20.
Yeah. You hear that Miller's being accosted by the Sarcesian, the captain you guys had encountered previously.
Okay. So my immediately reaction would be, "Don't shoot my son," and then I'm gonna attempt detect thoughts.
Sure.
It's my one per day. Um, saving throw will negates.
Right. Homeboy's will is +8. I rolled 17 +8. I'm pretty sure is good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you're not able to detect any thoughts from the creature in the room up above or up ahead.
That was my standard. I'm so he turned away from the controls, just leaving the ship
He's
alone.
not quite. You stepped out for a bit. He's been talking to other people in the room or other things in the room, anyways. So the ship is not it's being manned in some manner.
But I don't see this.
You
I'm
might
up
have
in
heard
the-
muffled, and Miller actively heard conversation, which I assume he reported back to you. So no, you're aware.
Okay. I just don't see them though because I'm up in the
Down. You guys are along the floor of the vents. Yes.
Okay. If Miller's out, I'll not go out. I'll stay. The vent seems safe.
Okay. All right. So you stay put, and right now Miller's kind of brought up in front of the pistol. Miller, think up some bright ideas. We're gonna try and quickly go through the next ship combat round as fast as we can, folks. Piloting check.
22.
Oh, engineering. Do whatever you're doing with engineering. Sorry.
All right. I imagine power the weapons again.
Yeah, and again, Natsab runs again to the other side of the ship for no reason, gets it going. Your piloting blows me out of the water because I rolled a 4. He's going to move first. He's going to try and do the same nonsense he just pulled, which is the flip and burn. 9 + 15 was enough, right? It wasn't that high, so it had to be a 21. 5, 2. So the ship flies back to where it was before, and its engine's burning again. So it has actually just returned to the spot where it had just left, just vacated. And it is looking at you guys, and I'm going to have its science officer try and target your weapons again. And not. So, yeah, it's you guys.
All right. So we are going to fly evasively again
Yep.
with a
Success.
33. And then we were just going to full steam ahead.
Yeah. Perfect. You guys have moved 6 spaces?
Yep.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys just fly. You guys are trying to stay in as tight a formation as you can with this ship. Trying to concentrate shields on the aft, or fire on the aft. It has managed to get a little bit out of your range for that this time. However, you have managed to avoid the deadly front arc with the missiles. And we move on into the science officer. What are you doing, or Stevenson?
I rolled a 16 to target engines, which probably does not happen.
No, I think is the base 15 plus something.
Yes.
Then no, you're not able to target the engines this time, and that brings us to the gunnery phase. Dustinian, like he actually comes up to the gun well, and he's like, "Bro, That was magnificent. Keep doing that. And gunnery phase.
You're on it.
I shot it too. But that was pretty good, bro.
25.
You did good.
He actually doesn't acknowledge you, Seeker. And 25 is going to hit. They're also going to score hit. So you are firing the coil gun and their laser cannon. Also, you guys basically are strafing each other in space, lights flickering in and out, impacting against shields. You are hitting their starboard shields again. So roll your damage.
12.
12. That brings it down to 14. 10, yes, 14 shields on their starboard side, and their laser arcs out at you. It is a very piddly laser, so 3 and 1. It's 4 points of damage, and it's going to be targeting your. That would be your starboard side as well. So
Also, I missed.
starboard side as well.
I
That
missed
hasn't
with
hit
my
home
shot.
yet, right? What was that?
I said I missed with my shot too.
No, I think we have 2 more points of shield.
Okay. And Seeker, yes.
How much damage did it do to the shield?
4.
Okay, yeah, two more. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And that is done through. We did ship combat and like
Yeah,
that
going
was
fast.
good. All right.
Hey, don't our shields recharge at all?
No, you have to be using actions for that.
I know
Exactly.
we
The
can.
science officer and the engineer.
Yeah, we can rebalance them, but I didn't know if they had a recharge on their own.
Out of combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do out of combat, but the engineer can
Mhm.
use hold it together, I believe, or patch. There's one thing it could do to redo get
Bring
back.
up shields. Yeah. There's something. However, Zero is the one giving not sub directions, and so
Mhm.
far it's been boosting the weapons, which is fine.
I mean, if you couldn't move 10 spaces, I'd be like right behind you the whole time.
I'm aware. I think its speed is better than you too, because that has a turn of 1. So I think its maneuverability is a little bit more modern than yours as well.
That's a really ridiculous engine. 10 movement and near perfect handling.
It is a tier above you, but I also don't know who built this. I did not build this. This is from the 0 Hour website, which is where our ship design comes from. He has converted many of his ships to Starfinder sheets. He probably overdid it, but that's okay. I'm allowing it. Moving on to our stowaway phase. Miller, are you doing anything under the gun?
Can I reach for a grenade?
Would you have had a grenade?
Probably in my backpack. Yeah, in my backpack. All right. How are we gonna do this?
Is that what you're saying to
Yeah.
the Cartesian?
I love Pat's reaction right now. Just saying. He's got a hardcore facepalm going.
And I'm assuming you dropped the little child voice, right? That's what you were just doing?
Yeah.
He says, You really aren't a kid?
I should have gone to the escape pods.
Wait a second. Do you actually have a bounty on your head?
Yeah. Maybe a small one.
Do you pull up the mouse hood again?
Yeah, he pulls up the mouse hood, but actually hits a button on his little forearm, and his shield does pop up. His force field does turn on. He now has like a glow around him.
He just went Super Saiyan.
I did.
Give me a bluff check to see if he falls for the fact that you are, in fact, a bounty hunter.
Or not a bounty
not-
hunter, we have a
he's not
bounty
going
on
to.
us.
That's not what he.
Sorry, that you have a bounty on you. Sorry, my bad.
All right. Well, it's this plus 3. Wow, a 22.
I guess it would be a perception check, right? Yeah, never mind. You shouldn't have
sense
bothered.
motive.
No, bluff.
Oh, sense motive? Oh, if it's sense motive, hold
hold
on, I need to check that. I don't know a sense motive.
It's wisdom.
And don't we have a bounty on our heads?
Technically, we do, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't a joke. We actually have bounties on our heads.
I am so sorry, Christopher. I've wasted your time with that roll. That's enough with that. And I mean, with that roll and the fact that you actually didn't bluff, I'm going to allow it. And he says, "Oh, Spoop. Oh, Spoop. I don't want to keep doing this. Hey, Roxy, ping the ship again. Get them back on.
Is
See if
he
we can
not-
get
is
them
he
from
not
stop
looking at me
shooting
anymore?
us." What's up?
Is he not looking at me anymore?
He's not looking at you.
I mean, I will bring down my my wrench.
No.
As soon as he turns, I'm right in the back of the head.
Not, I mean, you're not gonna hit the back of his head. You're you're on the
physically
side of the room.
impossible.
He's turned to look at the front of the room. You would be getting the side of his face.
Can he even reach that high?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say you have to
No,
jump.
he's also
Goodness.
about 10 feet tall.
Yeah,
Leaning
Miller's 3.5.
over. He is leaning
Alright.
over, but it's still like 7 to 8 feet above you. Well, above the floor.
All right.
All right. I just if I get can I do a perception check to see if I see him like
No. If there's no way for me to hit him in the back of the head, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
called
right. You're
shots
literally
haven't
not
been
looking
a
at
thing in a
anything.
long time.
What was
Rye's
that?
just cowering in the vents.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking of doing like a quick knockout, but it's not gonna happen. So let's move on.
Yeah, I know what you're going for, but it's not going to quite pan out. I like where you're going, but I think the other crew's going to solve it for you.
Yep.
Crew of the Indecision, you're getting a hail as you guys are kind of flying and trading laser blasts and flat cannons back and forth from the other ship.
All right. Bring it up again.
All right. In front of you this time is a relatively familiar face with some slight differences in coloration and just general shape. But it is a model of robot, clearly similar in the vein of Rex, the robot that's hanging out next to Zero right now. It's a model that is, you only see its head, but it's like a faux humanoid face. The only thing that really moves is some eyebrows. And it's attached to a spindly neck. And maybe you see like one of the clamp hands going off on the side of the screen. And the voice comes back and says, "Oi, you guys, I don't think we need to keep shooting at each other. Your bounties came up and confessed."
So then you're willing to give them to us.
The Sarcesian like pushes the robot like hard out of the way. "Yeah, I think we can make a deal. I really can't afford to have this ship dinged up. If you could come and get these bounties, I'd be happy to just call this a wash and bounce."
Very well.
All right,
Brawl, power down your weapons.
Perfect.
Oh, all right.
From off screen, you guys hear. You hear, "All right, I'm powering down the weapons here," and the science officer Stevenson at this point confirms that the weapons have in fact powered down, and we're out of starship combat.
We did kind of talk our way out of it. Wow.
Yeah, it just took a while.
A little bit.
Talking is good.
Luckily, we knew a guy on the inside.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I called you because that worked out to our favor. We're gonna be boarding them, right? Because doesn't Dustinia need that ship or whatever cargo's on it?
I make sure it's muted when he says stupid stuff like
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah, I was gonna
Opens
say
his mouth.
after. Yeah, that was after.
We're still going to steal from them, right? No, no.
No. That's awesome. You suck. All right, you guys figure out what you're doing because you're gonna have to figure out how you're getting this transfer done.
I am going along to help make the transfer.
All right.
Justinian, what did you need on the ship?
I suppose I just need whatever's in that lovely shape they disgorged themselves of at the beginning of this fiasco.
The thing we all assumed they needed.
The cargo.
The cargo container, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to unmute. All right. Dock with us. One person will stand on our side waiting to receive the prisoners. And then we'll go from there.
Okay, sure. You notice the ship is floating near the cargo container. Hasn't made any motion towards it, but it's relatively near the cargo container at this point. And as you guys get abroad to dock, could I have Seeker roll a computers check as he scans the cargo container? And could I have Zero roll a perception check as he's looking out the viewport? And I'll actually roll one for Rex as well.
20.
I got 22.
For the computer scan, you pick up there's a lot of like mechanical structure in there, no life forms or activity. It's uncrewed as far as you can tell. That's as far as you're going to get on that one, though. It doesn't seem to have any inherent systems other than thrusters. And for Zero, you actually do notice as you're getting closer to it, it looks like the Indecision could probably dock in that spot, the hole that it vacated, just as well. You're not confident you could do it while like actively flying without taking time to set up, but it might be something worth trying. It'd be difficult though.
All right. So are they moving to dock with us?
Yep, you guys kind of get abreast of each other. Both ships are
right.
parallel.
So right when we're getting ready to open the doors, I'm going to, or Zero's going to pull out a sniper rifle and activate his cloaking field and set up for the perfect headshot.
Nice. I like it.
Okay.
And so when I stay perfectly still, it gives me a +10 to stealth.
Okay, that's fine. You're not gonna like exactly how that plays out, but you're able to do this thing. That's fine.
I don't like any of that.
I'm not
Miller,
necessarily going to shoot.
Miller and Rye, when you're like you crawl out of the ventilation eventually.
Is the wig still on?
My disguise was good.
All right, wig's still on. You guys are directed
use
down,
that
like at gunpoint. He leads you to the gunnery well, and out of the gunnery. Oh, so actually, when you guys get into the area, again, the cockpit's the same. But now that the ship was in combat, you see that the RX units. Yours is Rex. These look very similar. Some small differences in terms of like equipment on them, how their maybe hands are all shaped. Maybe sometimes it's different. All the heads have slightly unique features. They actually peel away from their individual stations, except for the one he called Roxy, who's at the command. The science officer, who you did not get a name for, in slightly different shape again, peels out, and he actually embeds himself in a little corner pocket and is able to almost like hangs himself up, and he like falls back as if he's just like equipment. He's not like actively rolling around the ship. He's got like a little like slot where he just kind of rests, and he almost becomes innocuous as with the other equipment for the science officer station. From the upper gunwell, one of the other droids, other robots, comes down. This one is like a bright, ugly green. And the thing you guys notice about it more so than anything else is that it looks similar to Rex, I guess, except it's got mini rocket launchers mounted on each shoulder. And the Sarcesian hands you over to this little robotic structure. And it's what follows you down into what would be the past all of the rooms, all of the crew quarters, which is where the airlocks are. Where the airlocks are, you guys are led there, and it just waits behind you with both of these like awkward like six hold rocket launcher things aimed at you. They're not like massive. It would be like little, almost like the size of a bottle rocket. I'm not sure you guys really are interested in finding out exactly how that works out when it hits human flesh or I guess living flesh. But the airlock is opened when you guys are docked, and you have a straight path to your ship, Miller and Rye. And Zero, you are able to see on the very other end of your scope both your friends, looking rather nice in terms of Rice and looking rather grumpy in terms of Miller's, and this greenish version of a Rex unit or RX unit with these little mounted missile pods.
Suppose I don't fire.
Yeah, I didn't think you would, and that I swear I did not adapt that to what you were saying. I liked your setup. He's just not going to do the dirty work. Miller and Rye, what do you guys do?
Walk.
So you said this was so I see all of the robots all around the room. Some of them have hung themselves up as you just described. Did you say that this is the cargo bay? Is that the part that we're at?
No, you got moved down to midship. You are just past the crew quarters, and that's where the airlocks are.
Okay.
So the only being around you is the green RX unit.
Do I see any of the crew on our side?
I'm there.
You're there.
Brawl is standing there with his Doshko,
Okay.
I assume.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
I'm in my new fancy power armor.
If your perception
Oh.
can beat a 35, you see me there.
My perception. Wait, hold on. Let me double check my character sheet. Maybe it can't.
I don't think
you can.
You don't
Is
know
your
my
perception plus 15?
If I roll 3 times.
Miller, as you walk across the connecting tube, what's your describe how you look as you're walking across? Like, what's your mood? What's your strut?
Spist.
All right, so you look heated as you're coming down that path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you say anything?
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing to talk to is Rye, and he doesn't really want to talk to Rye.
I didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do
anything.
anything.
You saw that one coming. Sorry,
dude. I'm not. You know, going into that situation, I'm not doing much there.
I know. Well,
yeah. So I open up a telepathic communication with Brawl because I do not see Zero, and simply say, so we don't have anything extra.
I expected as much. Get over here.
You asking for a hug?
Not a kind of hug that you would want, Rye. What?
I don't.
The new guys. The new captain's pretty all right. I wouldn't mind if he stayed over there.
Can we go back to the type of hug this will be? I need to contact HR.
It's a bear hug, Rye. What were you thinking?
So
should I go down
Miller
to HR?
gets close enough to actually hear me, I speak up and say, "Should I shoot him?" You just hear the voice.
How far away is Miller? For how softly or how loud are you speaking?
When he's 5 or 10 feet.
Okay, because I want to walk towards Miller and act like get over here, like we're bringing him in, sell it.
Gotcha.
Should I do a performance?
Yes.
Wait, bring him in here like you're going for a hug?
No, you guys are bounties. What is wrong with you, Patrick?
Yeah,
Get it out of your head. No one's
There's
getting
no
hugged.
performance. Would that be bluff?
It's a profession, is what you're trying to do with performance, but give it a bluff.
Okay, it's just a nat 20 or just a 20 anyways.
And
15.
Yeah, the robot on the other end doesn't appear to care either way. All right, so Miller, as you step past the doorway, you hear Zero's voice whispering from nowhere, asking if you want him to shoot it.
Do it.
All right, I take the shot.
I haven't started walking yet.
No, you guys. I had you following Miller because I assumed you wouldn't wait.
Right.
Shoots through Rye to get to the robot.
I was originally going to stall for time to try to get to the cargo, but when you said we weren't anywhere near, then I kind of lost that. So
you're attached to that ship, so.
So 24, and my trick attack towards it was a 26.
You're gonna in terms of the lineup, I was gonna give you the sniper hit that we've been going with. So go ahead and roll damage.
All right. 15.
15. I'm going to say, just based on how we're doing the sniper thing, 15 towards its head unit is enough to blast the again, slightly humanoid-looking metallic face clear off of the thing's shoulders. That doesn't stop it from doing anything, except it then releases all of the 6 little missile pods it has, and instead of actually having them with any sort of telemetry, it just fires them and they spiral. Actually, I'm going to make 12 rolls. Anything that's below a 15 detonates inside of their ship.
let it be known I shriek and hit the deck.
Anything that is 16 to 19 will actually hit your ship and cause some damage. Anything that is a natural 20 hits the airlock, breaks it open, and possibly sucks some of you dudes out into space. So I'm gonna roll this and roll 20. Let's do this. Slash roll 1d20. That one hit their ship, like a detonation, and then we gotta do this 2,
/ roll 11d20.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh
10,
no!
11, 12.
A lot
All right.
on our side.
So
Ouch.
that was a lot on your side, actually.
I thought there was only like 2.
What did I say was going to hit your side?
16 and up. So
Oh,
I see
16,
3.
all right.
Oh, 16 and up? I'm sorry. I thought there was more than that. So there's a 17 and 18.
20.
The 20 doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
20's hitting the airlock. Could I have everyone in the landing area you guys are? Because it's not actually a big area. You guys are kind of in like a tight hallway. Even when you're in your ship, like not in the entryway you guys are going to, it's still a small hallway. Roll reflex save for me.
Should I? I was probably standing kind of close by, ready to move in if
21.
necessary.
21.
Yes, please.
27.
Jeez.
My reflex wasn't coming up, so I actually have to go find it.
22.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Nice check.
That is, he used the button on the character sheet, which is
Oh.
kind of fancy looking. And if you guys were using it,
You rolled a nat 1.
I did roll that one. I mean, it makes sense. I'm lying on the ground.
It's true.
all right, let me do some rolls. It's going to be 4d6. Everyone not 0 takes half.
Just a quick question for you, Dusty.
Yep.
How long has it been since I turned on my shield?
I wouldn't say more than 5 minutes.
Well, it lasts for 5 minutes.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
It's something that you can toggle on or off, right?
No.
Oh. No, I'll give it to you this time. I'll punish you later. I will say, out of all the 4d6, 3 of them were 1s. I quit Starfinder today, guys. It's 6 damage. 0, you take 6. Everyone else takes 3. I didn't even break any of your stamina at that point.
Brawl for flavor just kind of stands there as it just hits its power armor.
I do need everyone not brawl to make one more reflex save, as that last little spiraling little fire rocket gets halfway through the connecting tube to your airlocks and just crashes into the middle of it, causing it to erupt into open space. Anyone who makes the reflex save, I'm going to call it 15. You guys kind of see some of it coming. Anyone who rolls higher than a 15 is able to clip on their magnetic boots and not go anywhere. I'm going to say, Brawl, you're heavy enough that you don't start moving with the initial draft. You're able to figure it out with enough time.
Okay.
Did anyone fail? None of you guys failed?
I got a nat 20. Yay.
Miller looks like got a 14.
No, I
Some
added
bonus.
you
He
to
just
it.
doesn't do bonuses. All right, so yeah, you guys are all able to click on your boots in time that you guys skid maybe a little bit towards the open door, and then the ship's security or safety systems kick in, and it shuts off the airlock. One thing is that your ability to dock with other ships with using the airlock has been damaged until you can get the ship repaired.
We can use the other side.
Yes, that's fair. I just said damaged, not stopped. This isn't the first time you've blown up that half of the ship anyways. It's fine. What are you guys doing now? It looks like, just off a quick inspection, that the couple of those hits might have actually done some more damage to the enemy ship. Oh, I should make a reflex save for the robot too. He also made it. He's fine.
Brawl is probably going to run back to the gunner station, prepare to open fire.
Everyone back to their stations.
Is there any weapons nearby?
Weapons nearby?
Yeah, just any, because we're in their hangar, right?
No, you're in your ship.
Oh, all right. Well, then I'll pick up my cryo. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We're not connected to them anymore.
Yeah, the connection is ripped apart. You guys were just past the door, which is when Zero asked if you should shoot him. And that's all good and fun. What's your plan here, guys? What are you trying to do? Just initiate combat and try and shoot this thing?
Make sure they can't connect up to the cargo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's basically just initiate Starship combat again.
Yep.
I thought we were trying to get on the ship, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Well, Dustinian said he just wants the contents in the cargo.
Yeah, because they're not going to let us have that cargo, and it probably is easier for us to fight them, man on man.
Had the rockets not gone off, I would have agreed.
Mm-hmm.
But the rockets did go off, so back to starship combat. Probably.
Yep.
So we still
Okay.
need to get. Wait, the cargo is on their ship, right?
The cargo was connected to.
There's
Think
a
of it like
separate
think of
container.
it like a truck, Patrick. You know how like trucks have the cargo.
The big
Really?
rigger,
Oh,
60
they have
wheeler.
an add-on thing. Gotcha.
Yeah. So he disconnected from the cargo so that he can fight us for a while. So it's still kind of floating around out there.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
I'm going to say, for the sake of brevity, that the missiles firing off cause a little bit more internal damage. It's possible one of them maybe like shot backwards and around the corner, and the engines weren't so far away, or engineering isn't so far away from there. They seem to be struggling a little bit. You guys get to make a full round of shots. Like you swing your ship around, full round of shots against the ship's hull, unprotected, and we'll see how that goes and see where we go from there.
14.
And Seeker, go ahead and jam
Oh, you want me to?
the flak thrower at it as well.
Wow.
No, Brawl, do it to hit for damage, just for damage. You hit it
okay.
automatically.
11.
And that was what, 3d4 was it for the flak?
Correct.
7.
Okay, so you hit its critical threshold. Let's see what you guys managed to perforate. Do you have the list of things for the critical effects, Chris?
I can look that up for you real quick.
I rolled a 97 on a D100.
97 is power core.
Power
Oh.
core.
A good
I'm
one.
gonna blitz through this because I don't want to do Starship Combat again. And you actually see where the power core would be on your ship. On their ship is now a burning, glowing ember crater that is quickly dispersing and fading into the open vacuum of space. And the ship
I now have
powers down.
the best type of thing that I could ever like brag about. I brought down a starship with a sniper bullet.
I will say you definitely put it there, but it will be the shots done by Brawl, who's hit, I think, every time he shot, for the record.
Yeah. Yep.
And Seeker punching holes through it. But yeah, that's a pretty solid combo effort. That ship is now drifting lifeless in space. To be completely honest, you guys are crushing it with the piloting skills. You would have eventually beat it anyways, so there's no point in me dragging out a one-on-one. What are you guys doing now as that ship's drifting lifelessly?
So Brawl speaks up. Guys, we should get back onto their ship now that they're powerless. And we should scavenge what we can for our ship. It seems to be the same model. We could probably upgrade our systems.
That would involve redocking and maybe fighting another one of those missile launchers.
They're also very angry, I'm sure, at this point.
Yeah.
And they also did everything they could in their power to help me and my son.
Let's get the cargo that they were holding and boost on out of here.
There's a pretty good chance there might be spare parts on that cargo ship anyways.
They obviously can't follow us.
Zero starts to just head to dock to the cargo.
All right, you begin maneuvering your ship around and using guidance from Seeker and keeping both Notsov and Miller in engineering to see if you guys need any quick adjustments. And we'll say, instead of on the guns, Brawl, you are down by the cargo area. As you guys kind of see how you guys will end up docking with it, it seems like it'll become an extension of your cargo area, and that's how you'll gain access to it. It's its own separate thing, but the way it plugs in is it plugs into your cargo, which is your third bottom floor, and expands that tremendously. The cargo container is trapezoidal in shape. It extends backwards about the length of your probably about 2 lengths of your ship, which is already pretty long. This is a massive cargo container that gets attached to it. It has its own thrusters, so your thrusters become deactivated when you are nested in it. And when I say nested, you're actually backing the ship into the slot, using some like mild adjustments to make sure you've got the right spin on everything. your ship actually backs into it, and almost like you hear like clicking and automatic connections being made between the two structures, and to the point where now your ship seems to not end, and then the cargo ship, which is ugly, it's a big, ungainly, hideous like combination you've made. Your sleek ship has turned into like a cancerous bulb at the end of it, but it's a smooth attachment, and you now have this thing locked in. And for you, Zero, you get all of the system information for the thrusters, which I'm going to say for the most part, it doesn't change anything for your ship. You manage to maintain the same speed, which is saying something because you just added to it. But you do have access to it as if it was natively part of your ship. As you guys are doing this, your comms are pinged by the other ship.
I
Hey,
expected
patching it
Rye to
through.
pick up.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, okay.
I'd assume you'd take your captain seat back.
Oh yeah. So
Justinian is still in the seat.
I look at him, and raise my eyebrows, and smile like, "Ah, you. All right, time to move."
Brawl moves behind him.
Well, so I'm down by cargo, right? I wouldn't be up there to be like,
Yeah, I've got you
no,
in
no, no,
cargo.
no. Otherwise, you know it.
Justinian like is laying lax, leg up on the desk. Don't mind my slippers, guys. And he says, "Has anyone ever told you you look ravishing in a wig?"
Huh, I mean, yes, all the time. Not that. Well, yes, yes is the answer.
All right, you can have your chair. He gets up, he stretches, pops some things, showing off of his again open shirt, so that his almost non-muscles flex a little bit.
Is he flirting?
Yeah, the whole time, like literally the entire time, he's been flirting with you, like
Yeah.
nonstop.
From moment one, Patrick.
From last episode. I'm appalled that you're just getting this.
No. I remember that happening last episode. I didn't think it was going to carry over into this one.
Why would it not? The character hasn't changed in like an hour.
I don't know.
He
Dustin's voices do. I figured other characters.
Yeah, I can't remember what voice it was. I gotta like do recordings of the voices so I can do them again, because I don't ever.
Wasn't it Irish?
Recording of the
Yes.
voice.
Oh yeah, it
last
was
episode.
a poor Irish. That's right. I wasn't doing all of the trills. Let's see if I can get back into that. Probably not. I suppose we can revisit this another time. And as he brushes past you, he like there's enough space that he can get by you without touching you. He touches you. Like it's like full body contact as he slides past you into the hallway, and he slides down into the lower level.
I take off my wig. I look at where you left, and I just kind of
Rex from Rex from the pilot console. Dude, that was weird.
oh, right? And I put my wig on Rex.
Rex eyebrow, because again the only expression things on his face are the eyebrows, go up like I can't believe Rye just did something nice for me.
That's oh god.
Are we gonna be shipping Rex and Rye now?
Because you gave him something, does that mean he's free?
If this improves
Yeah.
Rex's disposition, he can hold on to the wig.
Rex
Is the
is
seat
not,
still warm from Justinian?
and it smells
Gross.
vaguely of goblin spook still. Yeah, there's a slight like latent lingering smell.
I sit down. I kick my my legs up on the desk, saying something about can't believe who would treat this chair like that. And then I throw the recline back and throw back my hand and hit just the audio portion only of the comm, so no video. As I start to wipe off the makeup and everything from my face.
Do you trigger the audio for the whole ship so everyone can hear it, or just for you?
Oh yeah, whole ship.
Okay. You hear the Sarcesian's voice come back again. Listen, guys, I know you got nothing you want to do with me, but I have a family. Don't just leave me floating here in space.
Yeah, so there's been a management change in a short amount of time since you started your deal with the last guy and I took over. So sorry. Obviously, we think of it as like a new company, so the terms of the previous deal weren't quite so. Anyway, so how you doing?
Rather bad, actually. That last hit caused more damage throughout the ship than is probably visible from outside.
Yeah, did you train that robot?
No.
Yeah, I could tell. It wasn't good.
Can you do anything to help me out?
Uh, Depends. Got a couple questions for you.
Shoot.
You want me to shoot you?
No, no. Roxy from beside, not on. Oh, you're not on screen. You hear another voice, slightly off center. Uh, Technically, boss, that's what you just said. That is exactly what you just said. Maybe think carefully about using your language. Maybe think carefully about jettisoning our cargo at the first sign of entanglement. You hear a facepalm through the radio. I meant go ahead, please.
So, and I open up telepathic communication with any of the crew within 30 feet of me.
You don't have to have eyesight.
It's
I'll allow it. You guys know the ship, and I'm okay with it. I don't want to get too specific on it. In terms of
I think
30
I'm the only one who's
feet-
not included.
Oh no, I'm in the engineer's room.
Oh,
the telepathic communication is simply so if there are any questions, because I was removed from any discussions that they had.
Yep.
Or anything. So if there were any bits of information that they were looking to get out of them, I wouldn't know that ahead of time. So I open up the line of communication. Just, does anyone have any questions?
So Zero's close to you at the very least. Like Zero's
Oh.
like in the same room.
So, if he tries to get help, my only stipulation is he jettisons all of the robots, which I believe we know how many there are, and we blast the hell out of the robots before we agree to help him.
That seems murderous.
The robots, not him.
That's true. They are just robots.
Rex.
That was telepathic. Rex is.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
He's just so.
I'm offended for him. All right.
Yeah, but he is just.
Rex is part of the
so
family.
happy
He's
with
not
that.
just a robot anymore.
So I say so. How long you been with the BSU?
You mean the Gerson sphere?
Oh yeah, I would have said that.
No, you might have said BSU. It's enough that you guys are, and Miller probably keeps using BSU instead of Gerson sphere or interchangeable. So it's not unheard of, and it's only been a year since the name change. So
Yeah, all right, then whatever's fine.
6 months. I'm just supposed to be doing shipping. They have me shipping stuff from old sites in the vast to the packed worlds. That's my only job.
So
I'm not gonna be able to answer your questions, man.
you're not going to be able to answer what this is or where it's from or where it's going.
Well, I can answer one of the three, I suppose.
Dealer's choice.
What was that? Oh, we're dealership. Shipment I have labeled. This one's going to Verses.
And Verses, which planet is Verses? Is that the Yusoki one?
Not like a native Yosoki one, but it
there was
is.
Yusoki on it.
It was Brawl's home planet.
Oh, maybe we got a replacement family for Brawl. Too soon? It's been a year, man. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Brawl leaves the ship with Justinian.
To be fair, you guys still don't know what happened to Brawl's family. Verses
Okay.
was struck, and that's all you guys have learned.
So I reach out to Miller through so hold on a minute, let me put you on hold, and I transfer over to Seeker so he can amuse the other ship with some homemade hold music.
Is that what you told me to do?
Yes.
Please hold. I've got the best song for you. Ready? And I just kind of like plug in. I don't know if a little data disc or something, or whatever you store music on.
Pulls out a
in
CD-ROM.
Starfinder. Yeah.
It's a 3.5 inch.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Puts that in, and you just start hearing like
Human music. So I reach over the
Share an ento wave.
Yeah.
I reach over the comm unit to Miller, and so Miller, is there anything we can do for these guys so that he doesn't die? He was kind of nice to us, and I kind of believe him.
Yeah, I'm turning on the drift engines. Let's get out of here.
But that's not answering the question I
Oh,
had.
it sure is.
Why are you so down to kill this guy?
Where were you a year ago?
I kind of forget some of it. Those pills are great.
Uh,
I hate that you're doing Peter Griffin right now.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
That was not the intent.
Oh, well, right when he started doing it, I called it out immediately in Twitch chat.
I did not see that. It's that good. I heard it.
So I will try to change the voice.
BSU really grinds my gears.
You Gerson. Oh yeah, see, as soon as I try it, it goes away.
Yay!
Don't sue us.
All right. So, am I aware of anything that we could do so that he doesn't just drift off and die?
Like really quick, like a super simple solution that doesn't involve you guys doing anything.
He has
out of
escape
the
pods.
way. No, well, they're damaged actually because they're in the same spot where his robot
just to
launched off.
explain, I am not opposed to BSU folk dying. I'm not a good aligned person. However, this dude specifically does not seem to be a monster and did try to help an innocent woman and her orphaned rat son. So to Rye, it seemed like this is a person worth saving. It's not black and white.
So you could very easily leave, find any populated system ever, and let them know this is where the ship was. It does require that ship to have some sort of way to sustain itself for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, potentially, depending on how long the travel takes you. But it doesn't actually, like, it's not prohibitive to you guys being able to, like, send help to them without actually doing anything yourselves. Again, there's not a guarantee they survive, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than Miller would do.
Yeah. Okay. So I communicate over the headset. So how long you think you can stay on that boat, huh? Oh, that sounded really dire. No,
No, it's
we can
it's just
send
me. Just send help. Sure.
yeah, we'll do that.
Thanks.
You
Is this
you
audio
continue.
still going across the whole ship?
I'd imagine so.
And I just go, so you keep being you. You did a good thing. Previous management not so, but if it's any consolation, previous management's gone. We took care of them. Crazy middle of that whole kerfuffle. We just got rid of them. So,
Bro, were you gonna say something on the comm?
Brawl would point out that if we have somebody come pick him up, this dude's probably going to be in a world of hurt on the receiving end from the BSU,
probably.
and it might be worse than death if it's known that he interacted with us.
Didn't say that we had to send BSU to help him.
Accurate.
But he works for the BSU. He's going to have to report to, I would imagine, them at some point.
That's on him.
Also accurate.
Also valid. Yeah.
What I'm saying is I am not committing murder on this day.
No.
So I will send...
At worst, manslaughter.
Yeah, I will send an independent person.
Robot slaughter.
Anyway, that's what my terms are.
All right, then he hangs up as you're like going on about management. He terminates the call.
Yeah.
He's signed up for his fate.
Does he know that we shot him, or was he thinking that it was explosives from the?
No, he would have been watching from the ship cameras. We've established that the Indecision has ship cameras in the hallways. He would have been watching from the cabin as the robot disgorged the passengers.
Could have taken him with us.
And then 12 missiles.
So that
I think
That
it goes
didn't
without
quite
saying
answer my
that
question.
I changed my voice so that he didn't think that it was.
I understand.
Okay.
And you did audio, so it wasn't the woman he had picked up. You could have just
Correct.
done Rye because he only ever heard your awful woman accent. So the Peter Griffin accent was unnecessary, but that's fine.
Well, we still don't have a. Well, he was just having fun with it, just like Papa
That's-
Pizza, Papa
That,
Pizza.
listen, I'm not fighting you. It's fine. Anyone else doing anything else? Who goes into the cargo bay?
That still didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
Does he know that we shot him?
I said yes.
Okay.
He said he was watching from the.
Yeah, but that didn't say that. You didn't say, yeah, he saw you shoot him. You said, yeah, he saw missiles explode from the robots.
Then your
So-
ship turned around and launched all of your
Okay.
weapons at his
Good,
face.
good.
Cool. He very clearly saw both the blast take out his robot's head, and then you, in front of his viewport, blast away at his power core. Yeah, he saw you shoot him.
Cool. Good.
You heartless bastards.
So I have Rex start bringing us away from this area, and then I would actually go to the cargo bay as well to see what we just got.
Yeah, I'd go too.
As you guys go to the cargo bay, you go through your normal cargo hold. So it's a bit of a trick to get there. There's not like a clear path from.
I'm already there.
Yeah, you are. There's not a clear path from the back of the ship to what's now the extended back. You actually have to go to the bottom floor and then go that way, and then it's to the back end of that ship. And as you guys walk through, there's 2 levels you get access to. There's a bottom level, which Ryan and Miller are aware of, and that's where some engineering parts are kept and ship repair tools and things like that. Mostly extra parts for a model of ship like the Indecision. When you guys kind of go through your inventory there, you'll have repair parts. What I'm saying is you've got enough to repair every system from scratch once, just in case you guys need it. In terms of the upper portion, which is the much larger portion, which is, I will tell you how large it is in just a second. Maybe just a second. I need to see the size of this thing. Overall height is 18.5 meters. I don't know how many feet that is. So we'll say it's probably about, how many feet is that? Because 18 meters doesn't sound like it's very big, actually. 60 feet. Okay, sure. That's bigger than I thought. It probably goes about 80 feet high, this room that you guys open up to. And you are on a catwalk is where the door opens up to. It's about midway up. And if you guys would double back to roll 20, you guys have come to acquire 4 models of mechanized suits, attack suits, that you guys have seen previously employed by the Border Space Union, now known as the Gerson Sphere.
Are these Spundums?
They are certainly not Gundams, because that would be a lawsuit.
No, I said Spundums.
I'm not using that word because that sounds terrible. This art is brought to you guys by, he goes by Rusted Chrome everywhere I found him, on Instagram, on Discord, I also think on Twitter. And I am pretty happy with how they turned out. The art project was, please draw us things that aren't Gundams, but are. So these 2x2, they are lined up against the port and starboard walls. And these are 4 very unique looking, somewhat customized, and the color scheme is more or less accurate to what you guys see here. And they are all set along the walls. You guys have acquired 4 mechanized suits of armor. I will say really quickly, you guys pick up most of them, or all of them in some way, shape, or form, have the divided blue star symbol of the Blue Star Corporation, which is the corporation responsible not only for the Indecision, but also all of the RX unit of robots and things.
I don't see one on the green one. Where is it?
It's on the shoulder that you can't really tell because it's
Oh, I see.
okay, I
Gotcha.
see it. Yeah.
And for this, we're going to leave the episode here. You guys open up into this big cavernous hangar. You've got these, each of these guys is about 18 meters tall, which is just about 60 feet tall. Just big, stationary looking machines, making Brawl's power armor kind of feel a little
Inadequate.
inadequate. Yeah, inadequate. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of, what's the first reaction as you guys kind of open up into this big cavernous area holding these mechs?
I get that one. And I point at the one in the camo.
You don't say. Any other opening remarks or closing remarks at this point?
Just, I got another upgrade.
Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Especially
So,
that purple one.
So which one's mine?
Perfect.
It needs a little bit extra on it, though. If I
Miller,
tinker
do you
around
have
with it.
anything you say?
Oh no, he is very silent.
Okay. And we're gonna have the camera of the episode panning at everyone looking like in awe at these machines they just acquired, and it pans to Miller, whose face, his little rat face, is just fuming. Which isn't really like the anger you see is not an expression we've actually seen on his face before. He's always been very jovial, open, or at the very least actively engaging with those around him. And we are leaving off on a very withdrawn Yusoki. And that will be the end of episode 2 of season 2 of Mostly Harmful, our Starfinder campaign. We're going to transition to the after party in just a moment so we can chat with people in the Twitch chat. So please hang out. For everyone else, though, just remember, guys, never split the party.
Yeah, Pat.
Patrick.
Yeah, Miller
Yeah,
and Rye.
Technically, Dustin had us do that. So
No, we came up with the
actually
plan.
Didn't. I did not want you guys to split the party. Justinian gave